Jay Lytle, Vice President and CIO, Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana.
I'm Dennis Cuffel, Senior Director of IT.
Bill Clark, Director of Network Infrastructure and Security.
My name is Dan Hardin. I am a network engineer for Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana.
We have about 41 counties in Central and Southern Indiana, and we recently picked up the territory of Puerto Rico. Within those combined regions, we have over 70 retail stores. We have 4 warehouse outlets. We have 4 manufacturing sites. We also have 17 high schools. We have 1 traditional high school, and then we have a number of offices for our Nurse Family Partnership Program.
Disconnects, trouble tickets.
When you look at 100 plus sites, multiple network connections, circuits to each site, it was very difficult to manage, and it candidly wasn't being managed well.
Engineers that are making your higher level wages, you don't want them opening level 1 tickets for flapping circuits and having to stay on hold 3-4 hours.
We were just losing too many man hours just chasing basic circuit stuff. Site's down, we've bounced the modem, now somebody's on hold or somebody is doing the basic thing to get a truck roll.
I don't know how many carriers we had. It was probably a dozen carriers. We couldn't keep track of all the contacts. We would often find that the contact we had left the company, they'd moved on, they'd gotten promoted, or they stopped returning our calls, and it was difficult for us to get service. It was difficult to manage our invoices. Canceling a circuit was almost impossible. If we had a trouble ticket, we often didn't know the status of those. We would have trouble finding the right phone number, the 800 number, the portal, the website. All of them had different practices for how to report trouble. So those were all problematic for keeping a well-organized, a well-oiled machine. The biggest part that we've took on is really turning over all of our carrier relationships and the provisioning of all the circuits, the troubleshooting the circuits, and managing the circuits.
They started getting some of our trouble tickets out of the way. They probably saved us 10 or 15 hours a week between the 3 guys that are actually running the network infrastructure side.
If you have a site go down, or if you have a primary circuit go down, or any kind of circuit go down, when you log into vManager, there is a ticket waiting for you basically saying like, hey, we saw it go down. We already called the carrier. The carrier doesn't know anything and they need you to reboot the modem. Can you do that and let us know? A truck gets rolled, all the things get handled, and I never had to be on the phone. I never had to talk to anybody.
What's really sweet is when we open a new location, I don't have to worry about project management anymore. So I used to have to project and chase the construction team. vCom offloaded that for me. So they chase the problems, they chase the carrier, they make sure that it gets landed on time for us to open the store, so I can focus on making sure the network's there and I can be more strategic. So the lower level things, your NOC takes care of it. Even when we're having flapping circuits or outages, I don't have to call anymore. vCom calls for me.
The advantage that we've gotten and what I hoped we would get is cost savings, which has been significant for us. We have very talented employees. It's imperative that we keep them focused on things that they must be focused on. So if we can find solid vendors that we can trust, that do a good job, and we can take that off of the plates of our very talented employees, then that is a huge win for us in the organization, and we can reutilize their time and their knowledge in better ways.
I don't have to deal with lifecycle management anymore. Your tool does it. Your employees do it for me. I get my monthly report from you guys, so I know what's coming up. I know what I got, and they'll usually do an ROI. Our circuits are coming to term. They reach out. We either get faster speeds for the same price, or they'll find us better solutions at cheaper prices. I have an engineer that's very difficult to please. His name's Dan Hardin. He's amazing. But when he can give you a compliment, that is what you want.
They save us the man hours on chasing tickets for existing circuits. They save us man hours for pulling new circuits. Whenever we need to open up a site, I go and it's 3 or 4 clicks. I put in, if it's an old address, it's fewer clicks. If it's a new address, I put in the address, and then within minutes, I've got a list of at least pricing that I can ballpark and get to the business and say, hey, I don't know all the different offerings yet, but there's this. And then, later when that circuit's in and it's having a problem, if it's a chronic problem, I can be like, hey, this site, look, here we've got this ticket history. We've opened all these tickets and, this site's flappy, whatever. And then instead of it being me complaining and talking to rep after rep after rep until I get a good one to do the thing, I don't know if that's what vCom does or if they have some other better system, but I don't have to see it and they get my problem fixed. We have kept vCom this long because unlike some of our vendors, vCom does what they say they're going to do all the time, and that service continues to be very useful.
We have a large number of vendors, and we leverage our vendor partners as much as we possibly can. vCom is absolutely one of our top vendors, and we value our relationship significantly.